My name is Damali Ssali and I welcome you to this episode of the Ideation Corner. The Ideation Corner is a space where ideas are discussed and dissected. And today, I host Yvonne Mpanga, who is the founder of Business Trendsetters, and she's going to tell us all about it. Yvonne, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
So,
how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I finally have made it here.
I know. We've been planning to have this.
Like you clearly said, I'm Yvonne Mpanga. Simogere, I add that sometimes.
Oh, Simogere, I forgot. Yvonne Mpanga.
So sometimes I add that for clarity. But Business Trendsetters Forum. This is an idea that we birthed in as far back as 2017.
Yeah.
Looking at people who had set notable business trends. They ranged from funeral directors to musicians to artists to many other people, school outfitters and all that. But the whole idea was to recognize them so that we can cross-mentor them with other people who are coming up with ideas. So we're about innovation, we're about transformation for impacts. So the Business Trendsetters Forum is organized by my company, Business Trends Galore, which is an outfit that does marketing, communications, and human resource development.
Also, Business Trends Galore
organizes the Business Trendsetters Forum.
It's just part of what Business Trends Galore does.
Yes, part of what business organizing events. We do events management.
Okay, so you do events management, HR,
human resource development, mainly capacity building, and marketing communications, marketing generally, and public relations. So,
but you're more known for the Business Forum.
Oh yes, that is true. Especially lately, business development.
Because that's how I even introduced you. I was like, she's a part of me.
Yes, but
which you are. But
we usually wear many hats. Yes. If I start saying I'm a lecturer, I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm a friend, so it becomes. But that is really what I do. So Business Trendsetters Forum meets every year. And we started in 2020 with the support of the likes of NSSF. We started in 2020 with about 50 CEOs. Today we are about 400, and we are in 3 categories. We have those that are above 40 and 45 who are the business trendsetters, because those have actually done something. Like now you are among them because you came up with the Ideation Corner. This is a new concept. No one had thought about it, and you brought it to light. We have the global business trendsetters who are now, they include the wannabes, the young CEOs, business leaders and entrepreneurs. And then we have the youth market trends, whereby because we are about cross-mentorship, that's our main objective. We want to make sure the youth have the right information, and the older people have the right information also to exchange, to ensure that
from the right mentors.
Thank you. That's also very important, so that we can have an Africa that's that gets ideas for Africa and grows them to fruition. That is really our vision.
Okay. So you said that you've been running for at least the Trendsetters Forum has been running for the last 4 years.
Yes.
What exactly happens?
That's a good question. The Business Trendsetters Forum, we call it trends triggering. We are idea generators. So in Luganda, we call it Omugensono. We came up with our own word for trends. Yeah. Omugendo no musono, meaning Omugensono.
That is so interesting.
Yes, we are business trendsetters, so we have to set the trends. Even in language, we believe we can come up with a trend that can become the word for the future. I believe when I'm gone 20, 50, so many years, somebody will say, this word Omugensono came from Yvonne's Business Trendsetters Forum. So we identify people who have set notable trends. We come up with what we call pace setters. Now, the pace setters are done from a survey that we do usually in October to December. We get the general public to identify somebody from the public sector and general people who have set business trends. The very first year, the pace setters, as we call them, there was Patrick Ayota. Then they had just come up with a high innovator idea, and that was an investment that we thought was going to even today they're really making a big of difference. We had the CEO, CEO forum, Dr. Peter Kimbowa. He was one of our pace setters. We had Yvonne Mpanga, who had been noted then as somebody who was helping the disabled in some places, and they were doing it for the first time. And we had another gentleman called Julius Oluka, who even today Capital Markets Authority has not identified where to put his trend, because from 2020 to 2023 they are not yet sure how are we going to run this business. It does alternative investments, but Ugandans can actually buy shares in Amazon and stuff like that. So that is what happens. We identify people who have set notable business trends, of course using the public.
This is the public that is the one nominating them.
Exactly.
Okay.
We don't always take everyone they nominate, but it gives us an idea who they are. Then we identify them. Then we request them, and hopefully when they accept, then we get them as pace setters.
Okay.
The second year, we had a lady, a CEO of a company called Solid Rock Life and Business. She's called Pasima Ssali. She's based in Canada, but she's an African. We're trying to be global, so we actually, when we can access somebody globally, we are also very happy. So we had Pasima Ssali. She is based in Canada, but we have Solid Rock Life and Business in Uganda. And they had done something still that I would call a trend. They did a project that had more than 18 companies, but so flawlessly. It was funded by GIZ. They had Chamber of Commerce, they had Vivo Energy, they had Gopa, a German company. So I was like, how does anybody do this so well? So she set the trend as far as I was concerned. We recognized her then. Then we had a gentleman I respect, John Mark Segawa, who actually, if you ask me, the Digital Impact Award was new to almost the whole of Africa, who had thought about identifying people in the digital space. So he did a very good job for us. Also, people identified him. So JM Segawa also was a pace setter in 2021. We had a gentleman who had they had done procurement digitally for the first time very well. That was still at NSSF, was called Gerald. Then the next year, so what happens, I'm just trying to give you a feel of what actually happens. So we get people who have done something different, uniquely. So in 2022, which was the third, we went a bit differently. We had GIZ supporting an entrepreneurship forum, whereby now people could exhibit what they consider to be notable business trend for free. Okay. But the publicity wasn't very good, which is where we need partners like you, Ideation Corner, to come in, so we can make people know that you can actually tell us for free what your idea is. And then with support from partners and friends, we can actually be able to help you grow that innovation and turn it into something that will benefit give Uganda some kind of visibility as far as economic trends are concerned. So in 2022, who did we have? Yes, we had, that was just last year, we had a gentleman still based in Egypt. And is
he Ugandan?
No, he's not Ugandan. No, he's not Ugandan. But the whole idea was he was also doing something. He worked for Visa. He was doing something unique. So we look for the unique ideas that you're doing. Of course, we can't reach everyone. But when you tell me today that there is somebody who is doing this, I'll research on them. I'll research on them, and then I'll find out what they're doing differently. Then we'll try to see that we get the right content. Then we promote it. We can't promote everyone every year, but we look out for them, and then we can say, now we have people who have been proposed for next year before even the nomination. But we will still get it to the public in October. Then we see who we should work with. This year, we are privileged to have...
You already have the nomination? Oh, yes.
We have the event, the finale, which is at Sheraton on 31st August. So very timely, 31st August. And it's a whole day event. But we have, for the public sector, we have Ramadan Gobi. The public identified him.
The public identified him?
Yes. By the way, all we did was to request him, and he accepted. So what happens? He's seen as somebody who has tried to change how finances and economic trends are taken in the country. Of course, there's a bit of resistance from the older school boys, but clearly you see he's trying to take us a particular direction. I don't want to talk about it. Then we have a gentleman called Joel Aita. Engineer. He's most known for having tried to buy Chelsea, a Ugandan trying to buy a football club. But he's also done great things in the engineering sector as an architect and all. And we thought he's building a market in the north in Arua He's on the board of Muni University.
Okay.
But that's not all. He's also building a market in Arua, which will have a stadium, and will have people who can afford to pay 10,000 a day to actually own space in that big mall. So we think that is a trend in the country as well. Then we have AfricanBooks.com. I don't know if you know Lina Mirembe Pira.
No,
she's another one who has created the Amazon of Africa.
Really?
We believe that if we can promote Africa's ideas to be able to create the kind of visibility that we need for us and accept it, because our theme for this year is mindset change, enabling reinvention in business. So if we create our own innovations and we have the right mindset to embrace it, we don't need Google to tell us how to find our location.
No, sure.
You know what it means to somebody tell you turn left and they're somewhere somewhere in America and
they're sounding like, do you know the name, how they pronounce the roads? Like they say Kira Road. I'm telling you, like, what is that?
And they're telling you how to find your place in your own area. So we're like, can't we have our own Google Maps? Yes, we can, and people are out there thinking. Remember, any idea is only good if it's identified and used.
Yes, and
so people have the ideas, but if they can't execute them, so we are trying to be that fit between create an idea, set a trend, let's help you identify you, recognize you, and then promote you for that.
Oh, excellent.
Still towards the question of what happens, starting this year, last year we tried but we didn't get the right names. We also send out at the same time for people to identify the trendsetters. Remember, we have
you have the pace setters.
We have the pace setters, those that actually have done something and they are setting a pace. Now we have the trendsetters, those who have done something but may not be there, could have done it even before, but may not have been recognized by
then.
So we are looking at, so we get the word to identify them. But when we ask people to identify, they were talking about me. I'm like, it is conflict. They were giving me my friends, really.
Like
you. Somebody identified Simon Kasiate, then they were profiling them. So I was like, no, this will not sell. I need an audit firm at least to be able. So I need an audit firm and partners like you to help us identify some of the trendsetters for the year. We are actually already have some of the nominees, and we hope that by 15th, for 2 weeks, by 15th of August, we'll have the public now voting the final pace setters.
Oh, so in terms of the trendsetters, you've decided that an independent party is going to identify them, and then the public will vote on them.
Exactly. Because it will, otherwise when people nominate me and my mother, but it loses the whole credibility thing. So that is what we do. We have people, we have what we call the Trendsetters Hour. People talk about what the business they do within a limited time. Then we have the pace setters talking about what they do. Then we have what we call the trend triggers. It's basically 45 minutes whereby now everybody's saying, what is it that what do I see that is going to happen in the next 5 years? Trend triggers, and what do I think I can do about it? Today we have things like love more. We have we have things that people know they are happening and they are going to come.
They're going to be big in the next couple
You've heard of Locamo. Somebody was telling me about it and I was like, okay, now this is actually a trend. People no longer want to buy food from away from 15 kilometers from their home. They're either planting it in their small home gardens or buying from the nearest market. But even when you buy from the nearest market, you don't want to buy something that is imported. So as a way to promote your own agriculture, as a way to promote healthy eating, as in fresh food. So I'm like, okay, if you can be a carnivore, you can be a herbivore, you can also be a locomo. So these things, now what are we doing as Ugandans, now that we're seeing that trend? What are we doing to see that we grow that market? We actually promote agriculture. So it's no longer, it becomes even more trendy to do agriculture than for the old or for the poor or stuff like that. So we're looking at all those trends. So the trends triggered is about that, to look at where is the industry, different industries going. Maybe what I didn't tell you, we are not industry restrictive. Anybody who is in any industry, in the area of expertise, is welcome to join us, as long as they aspire to set a notable trend, have set a notable trend, or know somebody who has set one and would like to get ideas from us. So they're all very welcome. And that is much about what happens.
And that's what happens in the day.
That all happens in the day.
Of course, a lot of work has happened before the day.
Definitely. definitely. And we believe in unwinding, so we promote it as trend triggering and networking, brainstorming and unwinding. So there will be entertainment. And there's no better entertainment than you being part of it. So we actually want to have a dance hour. So we just dance away.
Yes, I want the Sheraton at 11 a.m.
Yeah. Not at 11 a.m. That is to be at the end, between 4 and 5 before we close. So please join us and make sure we trend trigger, brainstorm, network, and then unwind. We dance away.
So how does is this open to the public? Like if someone is hearing right now, like can they just turn up on the Sheraton on that
yes,
day?
you turn up with 250,000 and we'll let you in, but we'd rather you book early. But of course you are invited because you're a partner and you're a prospective partner, so we believe we're going to do much more together after this. But so you pay 250,000. That's really very little money, because if you look at it, it's going to give you lunch, Sheraton buffet. It will give you Sheraton tea, breakfast, and then water, and of course the ambience and the good network.
I think the most critical one is the network.
Of course, I'm just trying to
be in the midst.
Yeah, you know, some people want tangible things. The network, they don't see the immediate. The immediate.
It's the most valuable thing.
I wish people knew how important it is for you to have a one-on-one with Ramadan Gobi.
Can you imagine?
When you have to queue up, you have to queue up to see him. Now you have a one-on-one with him, an opportunity to trigger trends about the future economic trends with him.
Yeah. And even all that is going to be shared that day, the information, the knowledge that is going to be shared that day.
And like I said, we try to make it as involving as possible, not just Ramadan Gobi to talk for 30 minutes. No, he talks for 15 minutes. But we expect everyone who's there to actually have an opportunity to be heard, because remember, this is CEOs, business leaders and entrepreneurs. So every CEO is leading someone. Every CEO has an idea. Every CEO has a vision for what they want the Uganda to be. So that is precisely what happens then.
So you want everyone to share, so that if I'm in the room, how many
100 people minimum.
100. Wow.
There'll actually be more, but we're looking at 100.
So if I'm one of the 100, I'm hearing at least 99 ideas that day, at the very least.
Exactly. And now it will be a rapporteur to actually pick to precision what of those 99 ideas can actually become a big vision. Remember, our mission is to recognize trendsetters that are ready for disruption.
Yes.
So that we don't have to wait for somebody to bring another Google to us to show us where to go, but to see, we're now trying to see ahead. We're trying to see what is it, and create our own Africa for Africa where possible.
Interesting. So if I'm listening to you right now, and yes, I can turn up on the day to access, but also you said you prefer, of course, that we do it earlier.
Yes.
How does someone?
Yes, our website has our numbers, but also we're advertising mainly on social media, but we have UBC, we have CBS.
I've seen on Twitter.
On Twitter, thank you. Yes. So but you can contact me on 772-516657. That's my personal number, but the numbers on the flyers all around. And also, if you go to Ideation Corner, you can fail to find us. You will be able to know what they will link you straight to us, and you'll be able to know how to. The whole idea here is to get the world to become more innovative. We are looking at Mind Shift 2090. We are looking at people who believe more in Africa. We're looking at people who believe more in innovation. And I don't want to say people who believe more in the youth per se, but if you look at the trends, for example, people working from home now is up to 67%. If you look at people who are doing business today, so we are looking at any and everyone who believes that if they have the right mindset, they can grow without having to be ferried to Saudi Arabia, without having to be ferried to the US to grow. So I wish there's a way we can make this our land of milk and honey without having to export everywhere. Of course, we need enablers. We need the state to enable us, but by and large, if we have the right mindset, we can go very far.
Okay. So this one, I feel like it's obviously for someone in the room, you get all this information shared with you directly, and you can network and stuff. Exactly. But then also, I feel that I always believe in sharing information and knowledge, because I feel like there's so much knowledge out there. I know so many things, but I can't use them. So it's better that I share with someone else who can use them. So is this going to be open to the public online? so people can still hear?
That's a good one. It's actually a hybrid event.
Okay.
But we don't share the link until the last day because we charge 50,000 for online people, but we let it free.
Yes.
But the whole idea is to encourage people to come for the physical presence.
Yes.
We realize that we have been having it as a hybrid event, but we start off with about 20 people. Because it's a whole day event, by the time they're about 30, they're falling off. But we would like to encourage the interaction because at the end of the day, networking virtually is good, but that's what we do every day.
I know it's not
So
it's not the same. It's nowhere close to the same.
Yes. So we need that personal touch, and so we would encourage that people come physically, but also it's a hybrid event. I have to stress that, and the link usually.
So if you can't be there physically, I can access this the link. The link. I just pay 50K and then I can access for the real in real time.
In real time. No, actually, what will happen if you are already paid your 250 and you are the CEO of Ideation Corner, we will give you a link and you can share with your team to follow remotely. And if they choose to come physically, then so the 50,000, it used to be 200,000, but we're like, we can't restrict online. So if somebody has been able to pay the 250, we're able to pay Sheraton, then they can share with their teams to join us virtually. We actually have people who are going to be in the virtual space. We have Robert Burale, he will be in Nairobi. He'll be the one to lead the opening prayer, and he will be based in Nairobi. So he will be there virtually. We have Pasima Ssali, like I said, she will be in Vancouver. We have Anis Kalibala, he will be in Massachusetts and Houston. So we have people who will be there virtually. But we need more people virtually, and the whole idea is to encourage people to, if you can't be there physically, but you have a friend who has paid, you'll be able to access the link. And we have the Business Trendsetters Forum, which is about 400 CEOs. It will be shared on the platform so people can actually join. So I'm looking at a situation whereby this time, like my role model, one guy I admire, Professor Balunywa, I'm seeing also having 1,000 people this time online. That's the only person I know who has had more than 1,000 people in one morning.
Then are you going to be able to, will people still, since it's going to be also online, people will be able to access this information even much later?
Yes.
I can go back and replay the link and still hear
Yes, we'll share the link only to the special people, but also we will have we'll have somebody from Twitter who will be sharing in real time what is happening around.
That's good. That's excellent.
But I hope you'll be there too.
No.
So my colleagues at High People usually reminded me that when you're on ground and you share, the person who shares most gets a gift. So probably we'll have a gift for the person who will tweet the most or who will share. But we'll have we already assigned somebody for that at a cost to just help us share in real time what is happening.
So even people who are also those who are maybe unable to pay to access can still know what's happening.
Exactly.
Because I feel like also your bigger goal is to change the mindset.
Exactly. Actually, like I said, our theme this year is mindset change, enabling reinvention in business. The theme last year, 2022, was innovation culture for business continuity, because we are about innovation. And then the other year, it was after COVID, of course, so it was astride business resilience and business profitability. And the year before then was planning for profitability before the whole economy, the global trends.
So I'm going back to business
Trendsetters Forum.
No,
Business
Galore, the main company itself. Because you're more known for the forum, yes. But the actual the business itself, you said it has other components, human resource development. What do you do with that?
Okay, we actually train. I train companies. The most recent was last year. I was training universities lecturers on basic interpersonal relationship management and customer etiquette. I've done that for the last almost 15 years, by the way. I used to lecture at a university, African Bible University, UMI, on call as a contract lecturer, Islamic University in Uganda for almost 10 years. So I've been lecturing, but that I do mainly for companies now. I've just been training electrical control and switch gears, mentoring them on marketing. Now, why am I saying I and not we? Because consultancy, like I said, I'm a business development consultancy, tends to be, people seem to want the individual.
I would want the individual. There's no way. I'd be like, okay, fine, I'll contract your company, but it better be you turning up.
So that is the challenge we're having. So even when you say so and so is very good, they're my colleague, they want to see you around. That's why I say I, but really it's we, because there's other people who do the research in the background.
Okay.
So we do human resource development,
okay,
and that is the area that we handle. We do marketing communications, marketing coaching, marketing communications design. I'll give you an example. Anybody can get somebody to design a website for them.
Yes, and apply.
The biggest challenge clients have is actually the content on their website. So we help you come up with the appropriate marketing communications to profile you well for the greater public.
Okay.
Yeah, and then of course public relations, that is who are your different stakeholders. We help you in marketing research. I've done a lot of that for GESA, for Solid Rock, for even high people.
Nice.
So we work with people who appreciate the value of what are the people saying about us, and how do we want to be represented on our websites, on our socials. So we guide them on that.
Okay, so it's marketing, human resource development, communications, and then of course the business trendsetters.
The business trendsetters forum is basically events management. I do help in events support. I do media liaison also, and that's the aspect that I help in me. When you have an event tomorrow, for example, like the project management institute has assigned me more than twice when they have an event, and they know that they may not get the right content to the press, then I'll do media liaison, making sure that the right content goes to the right media, and the appropriate media for their audience is also selected. So I do marketing communications, public relations, and human resource development.
Thank you so much, Yvonne. We've run out of our time. And are there any last words that you would like to say, especially around the forum that's happening on August 31st?
Okay. Besides inviting you personally, I also would like to invite the general public. If you are a CEO, if you're a business leader, if you are an entrepreneur, the only place you will be able to get so much information to help your company grow is with fellow people who have been there, who are seeing it. So join us at Sheraton Kampala Hotel on 31st August for the Business Trendsetters Forum, for networking, trends triggering, brainstorming, and of course, unwinding entertainment. But most importantly, like I said in Luganda, help us to come up with ideas that are going to grow Africa for Africa. So, omugensono ogwebyensimbi, as we call it in Luganda, omugensono ogwebyensimbi gujja kubeera ku Sheraton. We're happy to have URA supporting us. I can't forget that.
Okay.
We're happy to have Onomo supporting us throughout the year.
Nice.
And we're happy to have high people. We have Solid Rock Life and Business. We are looking towards having NSSF coming on board again. And we're happy Ideation Corner is already promoting us. We're already promoting us, so we can't run away from the fact that you're a partner. Nobody gives you so much time for free, even on social media. Remember, the trends are now about influencer marketing.
That's true.
The trends are about social capital. So we are happy that we are supporting us. So that's the best that I can say, unless you have other questions.
And if someone wants to attend, how do they register or apply? How do they?
Okay, our website, businesstrendsgalore.com, has our contact numbers and a link. But you can contact me directly on 772-516657 for more information. But there's information on our website. Also join the Business Trendsetters Forum. You just have to be somebody who believes in idea generation as a trendsetter.
How do they join?
You just have to. There's a link on our website, Business Trends Galore. But still, if you call me and just in a brief interview, if I see you as an aspiration leader who wants to see change and innovations, you join us, because for now it's free. There's no cost. But as we get bigger, we'll have to streamline it, so we have the youth probably being for free. But the rich people like Damali can pay some dollars for being.
And this is the firm that already has 400
CEOs and business leaders. But only those that are active are about 80 to 100.
Of course.
But
but still, it's a network of 400.
Exactly.
They may not be active, but we can get to them.
Yes, you can get to them.
Okay.
Actually, with the right, which is a good opportunity to link up with. I've seen people who went to see some of my friends, like Mr. Digital, lining up and telling me, "Give me the number." I said, "I can't give you the number. I'll give you the PA." Now, on that day, you're happy to exchange innovative ideas with them.
Get the number directly.
You know.
That's hilarious. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. So please do go on Trendsetters Galore so that you are able to register to come for the forum on the 31st of August, and even register and become part of the forum.
Thank you. Thank you very much.